And our last speaker is a close personal friend of mine, Bryce Feitner. Bryce is Chief of the Office of Waste Management within the Michigan Department of Environmental Quality. Bryce.
Thank you, Larry. First of all, I want to celebrate today because in partnering with MPA and others for the last 5 years on this great event, this is the first time that it's actually legal, doesn't require enforcement discretion on the part of the department. So, yeah, that's correct. So that's a great thing to celebrate. Many thanks to Governor Snyder for signing that waste diversion bill last March. Many thanks to Representative LaFontaine, Department Director DEQ, MPA, Department of Community Health, Department of State Police to make that happen so that now we can have more of these events and we can divert more and more of these pharmaceuticals from our waste stream and keep them out of our water supply. You've heard already about the public health implications. You've heard already about the economic implications. I brought my own year's worth of accumulation of unused medications today, and it's about $1,000 retail value right there. And so it adds up quickly. But I want to talk a little about the environmental implications. We know that wherever humans are on this planet, in this country and in this state, you will detect small amounts, trace amounts, of pharmaceuticals and other medications in surface water, for example. There have been several landmark studies beginning back in 1990s and later into 2010 by the U.S. Geological Survey. Again, these are small amounts. They are nanograms per liter, parts per trillion, and even fractions of that. So they're very small amounts, and there's never been a study that I'm aware of that shows any adverse human health implications from that. But there have been studies that have tied amphibians and fish and other aquatic life, deformities and other things to those low levels. Often the research is focused on what we call endocrine disruptor compounds. Those are compounds that either mimic natural hormones or they interfere with the natural hormone process. And whenever we see that term, we tend to think of, well, things like birth control pills and that kind of thing, and we point to that as being the culprit. The reality is there's a lot of things in the environment, natural and unnatural, that can act as an endocrine disruptor, pesticides, herbicides, etc. So it's really hard to look at some of those impacts in the environment and point to a particular medication or even medications per se. There needs to be way more research done in that area, and EPA, US EPA, is doing a lot of research, and so we're going to know more as we work towards the future in this area. But here's what we do know. We do know that people are taking more and more medications. And we know that if they are improperly disposed of, they will end up in our water supply. And so we want to encourage you today to not flush your unused medications, to dispose of them properly at a take-back event such as we're having here today. And you know, if your pharmacy or healthcare provider does not provide a jug or a pod or some method to take back medications from your provider, encourage them to get involved in the program. DEQ staff are here today, and if you wonder where you can routinely return unused medications, we have brochures that will help you with that. So thank you again to the Michigan Pharmacists Association. And we look forward to more events like this and more opportunities in local pharmacies to take back medications so they don't end up in our water supply. Thank you.